What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm J and we are locked in. This is a new series called True Story on Netflix by Kevin Hart. In this show, it's a fictionalized drama with Kevin Hart playing a comedian named Kid, and he also has a brother played by Wesley Snipes named Carlton. Now these two, they get themselves in a situation that they may not get themselves out of. I did say it's a fictionalized drama, so there's a little bit of comedy in it, but we get to see Kevin Hart in a different light, and overall I think it's a very good series. It's very short, 7 episodes. The first episode is the longest at about an hour, and then the rest are 30 minutes. So before we get into episode 1, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel and you want to be a part of it, hit your subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button, it's the easiest thing you can do. Now, I did mention episode 1 is about an hour long. So we're going to jump into it. We're going to introduce the characters. We're going to break it down like we normally do. So let's jump into it. This is episode 1 of True Story. We start the episode off with Kid. He's doing an interview. Now, let me say this up front because I've seen all the episodes already. This interview plays a significant role throughout the show. And you'll see as we progress, okay, that interview's making a little more sense. And there's also, a connection to it comes full circle. Now, what he's saying is, how well do you know somebody? Yeah, we heard him make jokes and you can see it's kind of relating to his real life. But on here, he's also a comedian. He's saying just because I made you laugh and we went through some things together, it doesn't mean you really know me. So what he's also trying to get at is, don't believe everything that you're seeing and everything that's told to you, because you may think you believe this, but that ain't really what's going on. Chapter 1, the King of Comedy. They take us back 1 week and we see Kid coming out to the Ellen show. We also hear her announcing all of his accolades. Now, in this series, Kid is playing a superhero in the show, kind of like the Marvel universe, but they call it the Antiverse. And this is going to be his first movie to ever eclipse $1 billion. So he's doing very good for himself. And like I said, this is a week before that interview happened. I'm going to briefly introduce the characters as we see them because there's going to be some significant people here. This is Billie. She's an assistant to Kid. She also helps write jokes and she does a little screenwriting to herself. This here is Todd. He's the agent / manager of Kid. And he's telling Billie also, yeah, you write some funny jokes for Kid, but when you can make them hilarious, come back to us with that and we'll use it. Right now, they're just, going in on her, joking around a little bit like, yeah, your stuff is funny. We're not going to use any of it, but it's funny. Now we have a white man get on the airplane and he's in first class and he's telling Billie, oh, that's not your seat, because he knows that's where I'm sitting at. So she goes back into, economy, because until you make Kid hilarious, it ain't no first class for you. But he turns around and he sees Kid and he's like, oh man, I remember seeing you in college. And he starts going in on a joke about the 50 ways black people say the word nigga. And he's like, nigga. And Kid security's like, hey bro, chill. Kid's like, it's all right. But you can see that this white guy, he's comfortable saying the N-word. And everybody's like, hey, you just got to chill out, brother. But you know how it is. They all say it behind closed doors. Some of them may not mean anything, but they still say it. Now, this is Kid security, Herchel. And for him, whenever he sees anybody talking to Kid like that, of course, his job is security. Shut it up, sit down, or I'm whooping your ass. So he's like, hey, yo, chill. And you can hear Kid say, hey, he's a fan. Just let him, we ain't trying to get arrested for none of this nonsense. But it's going to be a long flight. Now, this guy actually lets Kid borrow his charger to charge his phone. He's like, hey, could you give it back? And Kid says, yeah, because I'm a nigga. And the white guy says, yeah, my nigga. So it's like, see, he's comfortable with saying it. Of course, Kid, he's a big time celebrity. They pull up to the hotel, the Four Seasons. They in Philly. He's back home. You see the fans. We got some crazy guy right here. Hey, man, congratulations on everything. Thanks, man. You really inspired me. And Kid's like, all right. It's a normal day for a celebrity. Kid checks into the hotel suite. I'm talking about lavish, presidential. We got a master on one end. We got another master on the other end with his own bed. Now, when he goes in here, he looks around and there's a blow up doll on the bed. The concierge that's checking him out and showing him around the room, he's like, I don't know what this is. Now, Carlton comes out the bathroom. Mind you, this is Kid's older brother. Now, him and Kid, they start arguing like they don't know each other, but they're just joking around because that's what brothers do. Now, Kid's telling the guy, hey, man, you know him? Because if not, you on his side. You setting me up? So he's very, very nervous, but it turns out they're just playing a joke on him. Now the brothers, it's time to get comfortable, relax a little bit, and we got to catch up because it's been a while since Kid and Carlton seen each other. Now he's asking him, Kid, about his son and how did he feel about the movie and things. And Kid's like, well, shoot, we about to pass $1 billion. Whether he's seen it or not, someone likes it because they're trying to give me $25 million for another show. Now you see Carlton, he's been distanced from his little brother and he's trying to play it as, oh, well, I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? I don't go watch none of your movies. You just my little brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about none of that. Now they start talking a little bit of business and it turns out Carlton had a restaurant. Isn't doing good. It folded. So Kid wants to know, what have you actually succeeded in? You did a check cash in place. You did a car wash. You got the restaurant. Everything's falling up under. Like, it's not about money. It's actually getting the business together and getting it running. Now, you see a lot of people that do this. When you have money, they come to you for investments and none of their investments work. They may have the idea, but they don't have the actual capacity to run things and keep it running. So Kid's saying, you know what? Forget all that. All the failed businesses that you have, I want to catch up with my brother and go out and have a good time. And of course, Carlton ain't turning down no good time. Kid's getting ready because, of course, hey, work doesn't stop. We came to Philly because we have a lot of work to do. Now, he gets on the phone with Monyca, who is his girl, his lady at the time. He has a child with her. And she's asking him, is he nervous? And he's like, nah, I'm not nervous. I'm annoyed. And he's trying to run through some jokes to see which is funny. You know, comedians, they write down a lot of jokes. And, of course, they may do 100 different jokes and only take 10. But that's just the way the game goes. Now she's on the phone talking about, well, don't be nervous because mama need a new pair of shoes. And he's like, you in $1 million house. You don't need no shoes. I'm already taking care of everything that needs to be taken care of. It's that time of the night. We about to go out. We got to kill it. So we hear Herchel giving them the prayer just like anybody does. Let the jokes be funny and let the reviews be good. Hey, man, let's go on out there. Let's see what Kid can do. Kid goes out there. He's in his hometown of Philly. So, of course, he got to get the crowd hyped. It is time. Let's get it on. Kid gets done. And when he comes into the room, Todd, his manager, talks to him. And he's saying, hey, Carlton is being Carlton. I seen you take baby steps moving forward, but you still got to watch him. The VIP room that we got him, all access to everything, free liquor, everything. He wanted a VVIP. And what Todd is trying to do is warn Kid, hey, your brother Carlton, we know he hasn't ran any business good, but you need to watch him. Don't be too willy-nilly with him and let him do whatever he wants, because that's when he's going to take advantage of you. Kid, like any brother, is defending his brother Carlton and telling Todd, look, trust me, my brother isn't going to mess up anything in my life. So he's defending his brother and let Todd know things have changed, you know. Now, when Todd leaves, he runs into Billie, and it turns out she has a business opportunity to actually write a script for Will Ferrell. So, of course, that's big. Okay, Will Ferrell likes that. And she's saying she doesn't want to blow an opportunity to actually write a movie script or do something with another person and blow her loyalty to Kid. But she's trying to say, hey, if Kid isn't going to let me do jokes, then let me go do this script. You know what I'm saying? And try to make me some more money and a name for myself. We just heard Todd say Carlton, he didn't like the VIP. He had to get a VVIP. Now Kid comes in, they meet a couple of their old friends from when they were growing up. And you see Carlton, man, what we own, man. What we trying to do after this? We already got a VIP, Carlton. We just gonna chill. But they like, we gonna hit the club. And Carlton like, man, let's get it. Cause ain't nothing better than going out on somebody else's dime. Now they talking about, before we head to the club and do what we gonna do, let's take some shots. Now Kid, he's been sober for over 6 months now. So he's like, I really don't want to drink. And you know how that peer pressure is. They all like, oh man, drink that, man. Don't be babysitting it. And I wouldn't even call it peer pressure. It's just hanging out with your boys. We're all gonna look out for each other, especially as adults. We don't get reckless and wild like we did as kids. But still, he's like, But he takes a shot. Cause hell, the crew is. Carlton being Carlton, he said, we ain't even got to go to the club. I'm going to turn the VIP into a club. Now, he brings over some attractive women, and he's like, y'all know who Kid is. Now, this young lady here, Daphne, she comes over. Oh, can I get a picture? And y'all know the song, Never Trust a Big Button to Smile. That girl is poison. Now, they all in here. We know Kid is celebrating being sober. She's got him taking shots. Oh, have another one. Now, you see Kid talk to one of his homeboys. He's talking to Carlton. Hey, man, I got to get out of here. And Carlton playing it cool. Like, yeah, you done took a sip. You here now. So we see Kid actually wants to get out of the spot because this isn't the type of vibe that he's on anymore. Well, I said she was poison, and guess what? She dead now. So Carlton's like, hey, bro, what did you give her? She's in the bed, passed out. And kid's freaking out because he's like, first of all, I got a lady back at home. I shouldn't even be with no groupie, but now she's dead. So Carlton's trying to calm him down, like, all right, look, we're gonna figure out something. But what did you do? And kid's like, I didn't do anything. We just had some drinks and we ended up in the bed. Kid's going through it just like anybody would. You got someone passed out, dead in your bed. You don't know what's going on. He's like, we got to call the cops. Now, Carlton, he's like, nah, we can't. We definitely can't do that, man. This isn't, this isn't just like a DUI or something. There's someone dead in there. The media blowback that you would get from this, it's nothing you can do. There's no coming back from that. You got a dead body. So Carlton is trying to convince him, look, I know some people. Let's try to figure this out. You even hear kid talking about, does she have kids? Carlton like, man, how the hell would I know if she got kids? That's the least of our worries at this point. Now Carlton comes up with a plan. You listen to it, it's like, oh, that might work. What he's gonna say is, kid went to his room. They're gonna take her to his room. She OD'd, so kid had nothing to do with it. And since Carlton's already been arrested before, he's in the system, they would think it's on him. So kid is saying that's the plan. He's like, as of right now, yeah. I mean, do you have anything better? You can't just call the cops. Carlton wants all the blame to be put on him. Kid knows how the media is and how the blowback is going to be. It's not going to say dead body in Carlton's room. It's going to say dead body in kid's room. So Carlton says, look, I know a guy. I can have him come and we can clean this up. And kid is saying, bruh, you can't mess me over on this one. I need this to be a solid one. Not none of that nonsense you've been doing, because my life is on the line here. Herchel comes and checks on kid like he's supposed to. Now Carlton answers the door, and Carlton is trying to stall because he wants to check on him. I'm getting paid to be security. I want to see if kid's all right. He's like, look, man, I got me a little late night snack in here. Keep it down. I'm trying to make things happen. Now Herchel is saying, all right, you can have all that. Kid needs to be up at 8 o'clock. So Carlton is trying to stall so he won't come in and see the dead body. Carlton calls a guy named Ari. Now, Ari is supposed to be a professional. When he comes over, he's kind of having a dark sense of humor. He's like, okay, so was it an accident? Kid said, yeah. He's like, yeah, that's what they all say. Then he goes and knocks on the door because he wants to see the body. And he's like, hello, honey, I'm home. He's making jokes. So kid's hearing these jokes. And of course, he's nervous as hell. Like, is this dude serious? Now, what he does come out and say is, yeah, she's very dead. So what we're going to do is, and this is where he comes up with his plan. So you can tell that he's probably done this before. He's saying, we're going to order some room service. We're going to order 2 steaks to make it look like whoever was sitting down with her eating, y'all ate. And this is how they're going to get the body out of the room. Now, Ari's sitting here and he's calm. So you're thinking he may be a professional because he's looking at kid and he's like, hey, chill. You can't be looking nervous when room service comes. You got to look like everything is all right. And kid, he's sitting there. We got Carlton sitting there like, dang. Now, what Ari is saying is, I'm going to have to go in the room and do a few things, to make her be able to fit on that cart. So kid is like, what? Are you serious? You're going to have to break them bones, bend that body up. You want to put it in that cart to wheel it on out of here. So Carlton tells kid, go ahead and go to my room. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself out of this, while he goes and does his job. Kid goes into Carlton's room and he actually takes a nap. I don't know how he did that with a body in there. I'm staying up and I'm actually watching y'all get this thing up out of here so I could make sure y'all done y'all job. Now the room service comes. Ari also told Carlton to take the car, reverse it into this garage, but go backwards because there's a bank with a camera and they won't see you when you put it in there. Now he's telling kid, we need to eat this food, flush the rest. Now we can't get fresh sheets because that means we call room service, which would make things suspicious. But once everyone leaves, you're going to go in there, you're going to wash the sheets, make sure you get rid of all of the hair, any potential DNA. Everything in life has a price on it. Nothing is free. So Ari's telling him, we got this done. We need to, start negotiating. Now kid throws out 50,000. Ari says, nah, I know what you made off of that movie. It's about to pass $1 billion. So I'm thinking more 500,000. So he's like, 500,000. When you really think about it, 500,000 to get rid of a body when you're potentially making millions. Okay, that ain't that bad. The only thing is Ari says 500,000 each month for a year, which turns out to $6 million. And of course, kid is like, what? No, $6 million? I mean, give up 6. You making 25 mils, so that'll put you at what, 19? Yeah, 19 over life. Okay, I do the 6 million. Ari tells Kid, I'm not gonna go to the police, because what I'm gonna do to you is gonna be even worse. But if I don't hear from you by 7:30 on Monday, in the words of Bernie Mac, trouble, trouble. You're gonna have to pay this money. It's either you pay this money or everything is done. So he's looking, and he's like, dang. Ari also leaves him a card, because we want to hear from you Monday. Carlton makes it back, and he's talking to his brother, and he's like, whoa, 500,000 a month? I knew it was going to cost some money, but not that much. Don't worry. And he's playing it calm too. He's taking off his Montclair vest, sitting down. I'll talk to him. That's just too much. That's ridiculous. And Kid's saying, every time you say you're going to fix something, I get in more trouble. So at this point, we're looking at Carlton. Can we really trust Carlton to get this done? Yeah, they got the body out the room, but sheesh, $6 million, 500,000 for a low life. And I could see maybe 100,000 a month, and we give him 1.2, but he said 500,000. Now, Kid's listening to this plan. He's saying this just doesn't sound right. Every time my brother does something, he finds a way to lose. All of his restaurants fail, car wash fail, tax place. So he's saying, can I really depend on Carlton? All of us are looking at it like, we should have listened to Todd. Todd told us not to deal with Carlton, but it's your brother. And now you're in way too deep. You got a body on your hands. We see Kid, he's doing exactly what Ari said. He put all of the sheets inside of the tub. He's washing them with shampoo to try to get rid of all the hairs. Now he calls his accountant Terry, and he's saying, I need to start doing more for my family. I want to start helping my brother Carlton out. I want to be able to transfer him 500,000. Now Terry's listening to this, and he's saying, you want me to do what? 500,000 to who? Your brother? And everybody's like, dude, what are you doing dealing with Carlton? But the way that Kid, he words it is, I just want to do more for my family. He's back in my life, so I want to look out for him. But even Terry, he's kind of cautious on, I don't know about 500,000, Kid. But Kid's saying, hey, get it done. Even Terry's on the phone, because Kid's saying, I want to do 500,000 the first of the month for a whole year. So Terry's on the phone and saying, do you need me to call the police? Because whenever this kind of money, $500,000 is being transferred, this isn't a normal purchase. Oh, he's buying a car 1 month where, okay, it's just a one-time thing. This is 12 months, $6 million, 500,000. You don't make these kind of purchases unless it's a huge investment. So that's why he's asking, are you okay? And you'll hear this a lot from accountants, because taking out 500,000 a month is a pretty silly thing to do unless you're investing it. But Kid's saying, no, this is for my brother. Ari shows back up the next day, and Kid's saying, I'm going to go ahead and do the money. But you got to make me believe that this is true and it's never going to trace back to me. Ari's saying, once I cash that first check, we're business partners. So no one's going to ever find this. Plus, I used to have a contract here. The camera lights on the 4th floor off. I threw her down the chute. We got her up out of there. So Kid's hearing this, and he's nervous, but at the same time, he's talking about taking the chances with the cops. You don't want to do that because you're going to get locked up. There's no way around that. So he says, look, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 600,000 for you and my brother Carlton for the restaurant. And that's how they're going to do the money. So it's going to look like this money is going into an investment. I told you earlier, you're not going to move that much money unless it's an investment. So if they see 600,000 going into a restaurant, that's less suspicious than 600,000 just going to Carlton. Now you remember on the airplane, Kid borrowed a charger from the white guy that said nigga. Now he's listening to Ari, and he tells him, you know what? It seemed like you kind of made a mistake, because he's thinking about all the money that he has to spend. And he takes that same phone charger, goes behind him, and he starts choking him out. He talk about, you messed with the wrong one. He was like, man, I can't believe if this dude did something right, or even if he did get rid of his body, if something goes wrong, he can easily say, oh, well, I hit a body for Kid. So Kid's thinking in his mind, get rid of him. After he chokes Ari out, you hear his phone going off. Now his son FaceTimes him, and he goes over there all out of breath, sweating. What's up, son? And his son ain't really talking about nothing. He's trying to get him off the line, because we got a dead body on the floor and I killed somebody. So he's talking to his son. He's telling his son, hey, the monsters, you know what I'm saying? Everything's going to be all right. Just go ahead and go back to sleep, because he has to get off the line. Because now we got to get rid of a full grown man body after we just got rid of a woman's body. Carlton comes back in the next morning. And what does he see when he comes in? A dead body. Ari's body. And kids sitting down talking about, I ain't want to pay that $6 million. And he's looking like, oh my goodness, what did we just get into? There you go, episode 1 of True Story, the king of comedy. I want to know what you guys would have done. Would you have took your brother's plan to bring in Ari to get rid of this dead body? Let me know what you guys think, because me, at this point, I'm like, let's just put it in my brother's room. If you take the hit, you take a hit. She OD. Let me know what you think. I'm Monyca. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.